everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a gift box for a Reese's Peanut Butter Tree. It measures 2 1/4 by 4 by 1. So this fits perfectly, but you could put kisses or anything, a small gift, whatever it is you like. I used all bundled up stamp set for the bunny and the bird, and the layering circle dies for the circles. I used some wonderful snowflakes for the sides. Alright, so what we need for this project is some basic white for stamping. We need a piece of real red that is 8 by 7. 2 pieces of the Sweetest Christmas DSP that are 2 by 3 3/4. If you don't have Sweetest Christmas, there's some similar ones. I'm sure you probably have from last year. Okay, 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 3 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 2 by 3/4. We need a circle from the Real Red Glimmer paper that is 2 1/8, and a scallop circle from Real Red that is 2 1/4. And these I cut out using the layering circle dies. And we need 2 wonderful snowflakes. Okay. You can use these little ones if you don't want to use the big ones. This is from, from the Celebrations tag dies. You can cut 2 or 3 of these from the white glimmer paper. Okie doke, so why don't we get my Simply Scored. Alright, we're going to start on the 8-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7. Then we're going to turn it to the 7-inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 1/2. Alright, all those measurements are on my blog, which is linked below. Alright, now I'm just going to fold and burnish all the score lines. Alright, so how I have this is there is skinny rectangles along the top, along the left, and along the bottom. The right hand side is a 1 inch strip. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start on the bottom left. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, and cut that off. Next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the rectangle on the bottom, and wedge each side of that square. We're going to skip these 2 rectangles, so go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle right here on the bottom, and wedge each side of the square. Okay, now we're going to get rid of these 4 pieces, 3 rectangles and a square. All right, so we're going to go to up to the first score line and follow it over, and then get rid of all 4 of these pieces. Okay, so that's half. Now we're going to turn it to the other side, and we're going to start on the bottom left again. I'm going to count 1, 2 score lines and cut it to the second score line. Then take all 4 of these off. Okay. Next score line, cut it to the second score line. Get rid of this rectangle on the bottom and wedge each side of the square. Okay, we're going to leave these two rectangles alone. So go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of these two pieces at the end, get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and then wedge each side of the square. All right. And then what we need is a corner rounder. Mine is 1 inch, but it doesn't have to be 1 inch. And let me just check. Yeah, we did it to this piece of the skinny rectangle that's left on the side. I'm just gonna round them. Okay, so now what's left of your skinny rectangles are on the left here, on the top and the bottom there. All right, so this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done cutting it, scoring it and cutting it. All right, now we're going to be putting this together. And what we're going to be doing is taking all the tabs, the score line on the tabs, and matching it to the side of the rectangle on all 4 of these tabs. All right, you don't have to worry about this flap yet at all. All right, so I'm just going to put some glue on these. And then I'm going to take the score line and make it straight with the side of the rectangle there. Same on the other side. Okie dokie. Now, you're going to put down the sides, and then this long side will be there. So our peanut butter tree will fit nicely in there. Alrighty. Alright, so now let's get our DSP. We're going to put the pieces that are 2 by 3 3/4 on right here and on the bottom, or instead of the bottom you can put it on the inside if you want to, which is what I think I'm going to do this time. Okay, we're going to put the 2 long sides that are 3/4 by 3 3/4 right there, and the 2 short sides that are 2 by 3/4 on these short sides. All right, I'm going to use liquid glue for them also. Now we'll let that dry. This is my host code. If you're going to spend anything under $150, please put this in and I can put them all together and get some Stampin' rewards. All right, we need our piece of basic white. And for the 2 images from All Bundled Up, the bunny and the bird, we're going to use Tuxedo Black Ink. We're going to use real red. And I'm going to be cutting this out by hand, so you don't have to be too particular about it. Okay, I already fussy cut out those images, so you don't have to wait for me to do that. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Blends, 5 total. For the bunny, I'm going to use light Smokey Slate. All right, I left the cottontail white. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of light Flirty Flamingo into the inside of the ears. Alrighty. Then the bird I'm going to color with light Balmy blue. And I'm going to make the scarves with dark real red. And the sweater and the bird's boots in dark shaded spruce. Okay, so now what we need is a 3/8 inch, excuse me, adhesive Velcro dot. Now you can run a ribbon underneath here if you want to, and just tie it closed if you don't want to put a Velcro dot on it. And I'm going to put one in the middle on the bottom. If you want to, you can put two on the edges instead, but I'm just going to put one. And put the other one on there. Just make sure that it's nice and straight. Gently pull it up and then make sure it's nicely reinforced. Okay, so that's our closure. All right, we need our 2 circles. This one is 2 1/4 from Real Red, the scalloped, and the 2 1/8 from the Real Red Glimmer paper. And I'm going to attach these together with liquid glue. Okay, now we need our 2, let me make sure I'm pulling them the right thing. Yep, wonderful snowflakes. They come like this in sheets of 6, and there is 24. All right, so I'm just going to put a little glue in the middle, and just a little bit on the tendrils going out, just whatever touches them. And I'm going to put one up to the left with a little bit hanging over these sides. And then the other one I'm going to put on the bottom with a little bit hanging over there. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's get some dimensionals. And we'll attach the circle on. And we're going to put this right in the middle. I like how that looks with the snowflakes behind it like that. Okay, now the last time I glued the bunny on, I think I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to glue him to the left side. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals, or a dimensional, on the back of the bird. I'm going to have him kind of right over here. All right, now we need our sentiment. And I'm just going to cut this out by hand. I guess you could use a cutter too if you wanted to. And then I'm going to cut each word apart. Your friendship warms my together, and then heart. Alrighty, and I think I'm going to trim it a little bit closer when the words are apart because they're not as thick. Alright, and I'm going to use my take your pick tool and my glue. I'm going to pick up the word your. Just put a little bit of glue on the back. Oops. I might have to hold it with my, yeah. Alright. Gonna get glue all over me. And then I'm gonna put the word your up at the top. And then next is friendship. So let me just trim this up. Friendship over to the right a little bit. So we have Your Friendship. And then Warms My is going to go on the circle. Up by his ears. The My is going to hang over a little bit. And then Heart is the last one. And Heart's going to go over a little bit to the left of the beginning of Warms My. Okie dokie. Now, all right, I forgot to mention I got the Reese's Trees in a 6-pack from, I think this was Target, and it was about $4.50. Okay, for the final touch, I'm going to take some Festive Pearls, and I'm going to use the silver, and I'm going to put one on each scarf, right in the where the tie comes over. And that's it. If you have any questions, my email is below. The link to my shop is below also. This is my host code. And the link to my blog that has all of the measurements. All right? So if you wanted to go over and check out, I also write what I do over there too. All righty, have a great day, and I will see you Friday. Bye.